a big boy.
I'm an adult.
I can jerk off whenever I want.
Candy in the freezer, and I come whenever I want.
Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this?
It's another edition of KFC Radio on the Barstool Sports Network, and we got some important business to talk about, and I think people are not gonna like it. I think the word contrarian's gonna be thrown around, but I think someone has to speak up for what's been going on right now in the world of television. I did a 1 Minute Man on this. We talked about it. There are some moments of this show that are good and enjoyable, but we need to pump the brakes on the love for The Mandalorian.
It's fine.
It's perfectly fine. I do watch it every week. Like Friday mornings, I wake up and I'm like, oh shit, new episode of The Mandalorian.
See, I'm hardcore anti. You're just kind of dipping your toe in the water. I haven't even started season 2 because I thought I watched season 1. It was fine.
Yeah,
and I have no interest. In
I watch
season
it
2.
because I don't have a show right now.
Right.
If I did have a show, I would easily and gladly put The Mandalorian to the back burner. Like I'll get to it when I get to it. I can't get my dick up for like a procedural.
Every episode is the same episode. It's just on a different planet.
Right. And it's just and
I mean, literally every episode starts where they land on a planet, and maybe season 2 is different. I don't know, but season 1, this is what happened. They would land on a planet. Pedro Pascal would somehow forget he had this very incredibly important baby. Mm-hmm. The baby would get stolen. He'd have to rescue the baby.
Yeah.
They'd run off the planet.
Yeah.
It's the same episode every show.
You can make the argument that he is, in fact, the worst babysitter of all time. This baby is constantly in peril. Like, dangerous, dangerous peril.
This keeps leaving him on the fucking ship. Are you like, bro, take the baby with you?
I mean, spoiler alert, at one point in season 2, it gets swallowed by a gigantic sea animal, like a giant whale. I mean, you're a real bad babysitter if your baby gets swallowed by a fucking whale.
And doesn't the baby commit genocide?
Well, that's what I did the 1 Minute Man on. I was several days late to that. I actually got to that a new episode had already come out. I thought I thought all those takes were a joke because it's that far-fetched. But
so what is the eggs he's eating?
So it's also in line with how much The Mandalorian kind of stinks. The Mandalorian puts himself and the baby in like a insane amount of jeopardy for this frog lady to get back to her husband. Now, the frog lady has her eggs in a fucking like bucket in like this fancy space bucket thing. And she's like, I need to get back to my husband for him to fertilize it or it'll be the end of our bloodline. And in order to do that, he has to get...
She wants her husband to come all over the eggs?
I need to get my husband to bust a load in this bucket.
All right.
And it's
the show stinks.
The end of its bloodline, and I think people took that to mean like the end of the species. I'm pretty sure it's just like her family. And in order to do that, in order to get back to this frog husband, he needs to like put himself in crazy danger. Like he risks himself and the baby's life. They can't fly at warp speed. They have to go to a dangerous planet, and like in the process, they almost get like eaten by a million fucking spiders. And it just is. I'm like, fuck this frog lady. Who gives a fuck about this frog lady when you have like this thing that you have deemed like as your calling, your quest? You're like, okay, we'll do a little pit stop along the way that puts us at death's door for this random frog lady. I also have a problem in general with some of the stuff. Like the frog lady looks like this goofy looks like bad like CGI or like a bad costume or whatever. I know it's kind of like the Star Wars has some of that. I think especially like from like the 70s when it was kind of like that's how these things looked. But to me, it looks like a little bit like goofy. But like the overall, usually like there are shows kind of like The Blacklist. Remember The Blacklist? I can get down with The Blacklist because it's a procedural.
This woman looks preposterous.
Yeah, it's like so stupid, and she speaks in frog only. So there's like this this silly like language barrier.
Speaks in frog.
Yeah, it's like
I hate this guy.
This show sucks.
This show stinks.
but remember, The Blacklist had the procedurals, which were like fucking a new crazy villain every time, and the overarching storyline was really good and in depth and intricate and like. Who is he? Who's Ray Reddington? And
right.
Who's her dad? All that shit. This is just like he's trying to get the baby.
Yeah, I honestly
don't
even
Jedi.
get the point of the show.
It's like he's just so now in season 2 he's searching
for
more Mandalorians because he's searching for more Mandalorians who I guess can give him information on the Jedi to get Yoda to the Jedis. That's really it. And along the way, they encounter danger and they overcome it. And they just rinse, wash, rinse,
Same
repeat every time. And I get if you are a Star Wars fanatic, there's like the Darksaber makes an appearance, and I think some other names pop up. And these
what?
like
The Darksaber?
it's like the lightsaber that Gus Fring has from like it's like the black. It's the the last scene of season 1. He cuts himself out of the
Oh,
the thing.
yeah.
So like
Okay,
that's a
yep.
part of like Star Wars folklore
Yep.
and canon and all that. If you're really into that and these things pop up, I can understand it. But from like a casual fan point of view, I'm just like, this is like a sci-fi. Like the Bill Burr episode was really good just because I like Bill Burr, and there was like a couple moments here and there that were cool. The fighting is always pretty cool because he's like a badass, and then otherwise it's like, you know, he's saving like another village and another race and another person I don't know or care about, and I don't know why he keeps doing it. I guess that's the way. This is the way. We have to like, you know, they get quested with these jobs to save people and shit. But it's also just like, okay.
Right.
And I mean, and I know like Bob Fox and Jeff Lowe, and I know these guys love Star Wars, but every time they're like, wow, blown away by another episode. I'm like, were you? Because it was the same as last week.
It's a half-hour okay show.
Is it a half hour?
Yeah, right? It's
No,
half
that's
hour.
an hour, right?
No, it's half.
It's a half?
Yeah, they're half hour. It's a 30-minute decent show.
Are you sure about that?
100%
Yeah.
positive. I mean, season 1 was. I haven't watched season 2, but season 1 was
I
definitely
mean,
half
that's
hour.
just like, okay,
It's fine.
it's fine. Just relax. Everybody fucking relax, you know?
I like how
now yell.
we started with this.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Come in hot, right?
I like how
We gotta get it on the
because I'll
fucking-
be honest, people are not going to like this.
They are gonna
but we're
hate us.
but we're correct.
This is akin to like hating dogs. Like,
Yeah.
Speaking, and I mean, dare you take it a step further and say that Baby Yoda is just meh? Or do you like
no,
Baby Yoda?
I like Baby Yoda.
Like Baby Yoda.
I fuck with Baby Yoda, but the show itself
So do I.
is okay.
I was like, I kind of, I wish I had that take. I wish I didn't. I wish I thought Baby. I
It
will
would be
say,
disingenuous because I'm being genuine about the
Yeah,
show. The show is
right.
fine, but I do find Baby Yoda very adorable.
it does bother me that Baby Yoda. It's just like, well, why don't we try to use those powers a little more, bud? We're about to die yet again. Maybe do that fucking crazy shit, you know. And some of the guest stars are cool. You know, it's just fun.
Who are the guest stars this season?
Timothy Olyphant's in it in one episode. It's very cool. He's very cool in it. They are like a cool duo. They should get he should be in the show. It should just be like the Mandalorian and also this other guy. His name is Cobb Vance or something. It's like that's a badass name. So, you know, go ahead, hate away, but deep down,
You know.
they know.
You know.
They absolutely know.
You can't possibly think it's unbelievable.
If I put
It's
if I put a gun to Bob Fox's head and I was like, tell me, you know, which Star Wars thing I've got to watch. This movie, this series, this episode, gotta be, you know, give me your top whatever. Like, he's not gonna put the Mandalorian
Not
up
saying
there.
Mandalorian.
No, you're
heavens
not, and you better not. Unless you're just telling me, yeah, it's like a cool week-to-week thing, but it's not up there with, you know, the all-time great stuff of Star Wars. And this all goes into my bigger take that they have taken an iconic story and they've watered it down like a motherfucker.
Right.
Like
Well, they've
six
also
of,
just made a ton of money.
Sure, but as far as, you know, when you want to put it up there with like the other epics, the other, you know, Lord of the Rings and you know, other trilogies and series and whatnot. Game of Thrones kind of, you know, they bombed, but up until one point it was like the greatest. You know, 6 of the 9 movies, 3 of them are like bad, 3 of them are okay. The spin-offs are like all right.
I feel like
a couple
Nick is
spin-offs
really
got
biting his
canceled.
tongue over here.
No, I'm not. I actually agree with you about The Mandalorian.
Okay.
It hasn't really been doing it for me. And like, I do know a decent amount with like the little Easter eggs, them bringing in all these characters. And I'm like, feels like you're just relying on that.
Yes.
Like, we get it. Ahsoka Tano is going to be in it. That's awesome. Like she was the main character in Clone Wars and shit.
Yeah.
People are very excited for that, but like, she's not going to be in the next episode.
Was that who Jeff was talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I saw Jeff D'Lo saying like, so when can I talk about Redacted making an appearance? And I was like, okay, this is probably some heavy Star Wars shit.
It's
Because I
gonna be
watched that episode and I didn't even know what was going on.
It's going to be Rosario Dawson too,
Oh,
probably.
cool.
She's been oddly quiet.
Maybe I'm back in
a second.
She's been very quiet about it, and everyone's been like, she'd be the perfect casting, and like she just hasn't really tweeted or anything about it. Like she would have denied it if it wasn't her. So I think she's showing up at the end of the
I mean,
next episode.
I'm a big Rosario Dawson fan. Huge.
She could certainly be on my screen whenever she wants. Here was my idea to, this is what I texted Bob Fox. I said, here's my idea. We're in the 7th season of The Mandalorian, okay? We're playing this out. We're deep into the
okay.
future, right? It's the final season. maybe even the final episode. And Baby Yoda turns heel and just slaughters the Mandalorian. just cuts his head clean off his body, and it like rolls down the steps, and like the helmet comes off. I guess they already did the reveal of Pedro Pascal, but in the end, it's just like Pedro's head, like, bleh, and Baby Yoda's just like, thanks for the fucking ride, bitch. And he just turned. We don't know, there's a good Yoda. Apparently, there's also a fucking bad Yoda, and he just pow, pops your head. Then I can get down with it. Give me something like that. I need a little something. The reason that people got mad was because Baby Yoda was eating eggs, the frog eggs. And people were like, I could not believe this one was real. They were like, this is like mocking fertility issues and miscarriages and fights against, Come
on.
I was like, folks, do you eat eggs? Do you eat eggs? It's an unfertilized egg. Do you eat eggs every morning? Are you thinking about killing a chicken's family? Come on. Relax. Fucking relax. Also, when you're having sex, you got to try to relax. Make sure your dick stays hard. The pressure's on you. It's just not fair. It's really not fair. I'm willing to say, no, I'm not willing to say what I was about to say. I'm willing to say, I'm willing to say a second version. I'm not even willing to say a second version. All I know is that girls don't have to worry about anything when it comes to sex. The girls have to worry about being good. Like they can be like, I'm worried about like really putting in a good performance. They don't ever have to worry about it just like not happening. Like it's always on for them. And for guys, we gotta think and not stress and get it up and then keep it up and do this and do that. It's a whole thing. And really, you and your childbirth, Try fucking getting your dick up after a few drinks when you're nervous and you're playing above your league and all that. It takes a Baby Yoda amount of like telepathy to make my dick get hard, okay? And then when I'm in there to try to keep it, it's like this thing of yours, this honey pot on your body is designed to get my cum as fast as it possibly can. As fast as it possibly can.
To steal my seed.
It really is. Biologically, it's like, we've got it, now trap it and milk it as fast as possible. Because what if it doesn't come back in? What if he pulls it out and it doesn't come back? You gotta keep that thing in there and like a tractor beam just suck the cum out. And so how am I supposed to last with that fucking going on, huh? How am I supposed to chip with that going on, Doug? So that's where Roman comes in. Because for years we've just been, losing the battle. Our dicks have just been getting their asses kicked by pussies forever. And then Roman comes in with the Roman swipes. That helps your dick stay up. You can still feel it and enjoy it, but it helps you last longer before that vagina just steals your seed. So you open up the swipes, you rub them on, keeps you, in the game much longer. Desensitized, but still enjoyable. And she gets off. You eventually get off like normal. And it can even help you last longer in bed. It trains your dick to last longer without the help of the swipe. So go to getroman.com/KFC to get your swipes for just $5. $5, and this month you'll please your partner in bed. Pow! $5 is basically free. That's 5 individual single dollar bills. Or 1 Abraham Lincoln. Free. Come on. Go to getroman.com/KFC for your swipes for just $5. Today we got Ryan Phillippe on the show. He's a guy, I think you can just say his name however you want. He's not even going to stop you.
Yeah, you probably know.
He's just used to it.
It's like my name.
But you just
you can call me whatever you want.
He is awesome.
Very cool.
He's a really cool cat, and I hope to have him back on. Honestly, quite frequently. Yeah. He's going to Tim Dillon's Friendsgiving, so we're gonna have to get an update on that. But just a real cool dude. We talked about how weird Cruel Intentions was. Talked about his new project. We talked about I went back and he mentioned how he freestyled on Sway in the Morning, and I went back and listened. Like he did like a true real freestyle.
Really?
Yeah.
Was it good?
It was good. I mean, it was like it's a true freestyle. So like there's a little bit, I almost appreciate when it's not like perfect because that means you're freestyling.
Right,
you know what I mean?
right.
So yeah, I mean it's very hard to do when you're not a rapper and you're on Sway in the Morning and you just freestyle. So cool.
That was
dude.
also the meanest thing anyone's ever said to me.
Yeah, I don't want to spoil it, but Feidelberg has his own Sway story. And Ryan was
incredibly mean.
Ryan was just trying to come up with how he could contribute to the story.
He was trying to be
accurate.
nice.
He's accurate, by the way.
It was just incredibly mean.
He's accurate. That's probably what happened. Okay, so It's the truth.
Yeah, no, the truth
So,
hurts. I
very,
get it.
very
It's-
funny
it's-
moment with him. He's on the show. Of course, we'll get to our voicemails. All right, so we'll get to our top fives in a minute. But first, we got to talk about Dustin Johnson winning the Masters and all that comes along with DJ because he is an interesting cat. It's brought to you by Proactive, the #1 acne brand in America for adults 18 to 34. Adult acne is tough. It can absolutely kill your self-confidence. It can just ruin everything. You know, you're gonna be great looking, you have great style, you're in shape, and you got some adult acne, and it just cripples your self-confidence.
I mean, one single pimple will take you down.
Right.
Ruins
Like,
a
just
day.
even one.
Ruins a week even.
And if you've got it constantly, or you're cursed with a smear of it at all times, it's tough. And there's all different types. So for Proactive, I feel like sometimes people hear Proactive and it's like, well, I don't have it that bad, or I don't need a prescription. And so Proactive's got you covered on all types. They have the 3 different solutions. They have the Proactive Solution, the Proactive Plus, and the Proactive MD. And that ranges for all skin types. Proactive Solution is just good in general skincare to fight acne and keep your skin healthy and clear. Proactive Plus is if you have sensitive skin. And then Proactive MD is the prescription strength for if you've got stubborn breakouts that, regular washes and lotions and creams and topicals can't handle. So, to me, this is a lifesaver. For people who had adult acne, they discovered Proactive. There's no horrifically dangerous side effects like some of the other medications that my generation took growing up.
Yep.
But also it felt
I
like for
survived
so
them,
long.
though.
You did. You're a survivor, John. For so long, and in general, I feel like when it comes to these things, it's either when you're trying to fight something or all of the worst things in life when you have some sort of treatment for it. It's either like, this is fake and doesn't really work, or like, you got to go the extreme route and risk it all, but it'll probably get the job done. And then Proactive came along and it was like, no, we've got a solution that won't like put your life in peril. So really just like the safest lifesaver that we have to fight adult acne. You can try it out right now. It's a great time to try it because our podcast listeners get an exclusive offer only available by going to Proactive, Proactiv, no E at the end, proactive.com/KFC radio, and you'll get the Hydrating Duo as a free gift. That means you get 4 hydrogel masks and the green tea moisturizer. You also get free shipping. So again, go to proactive.com/KFC radio to take advantage of this special offer now. That's proactive.com/KFC radio to subscribe to Clear Skin. I saw there's like this on Instagram, there's like I'm getting a targeted ad with this like cream that you put on and then it becomes a mask and you like pull it off and it's like ripping out all the blackheads and shit. There's no fucking way it works. But it looks like one of those. I get down with the masks and all that shit, if I could, I would like rip the whole top layer of my skin off. I love that kind of shit. But it doesn't work. Those things are all fugazi. So go to proactive.com/KFC radio. Why don't you subscribe?
It means you like us.
Click the subscribe button because if you don't, I'm going to fucking murder John.
And I'm going to like it.
Kill him with my bare fucking hands.
Yeah.
And if you weren't sold on this video, there's plenty more. Watch what's next up and then subscribe. But just subscribe so I don't have to fucking kill him.
Well, I don't know. Do what you want, but subscribe. Probably.
Dustin Johnson wins the Masters. In what I said to Casey on day one, I think out of all sporting events, this one got hurt the most by COVID. But
You
maybe
think so?
maybe that's just because I didn't really watch it all. But I feel like usually to me, it's kind of in the middle of or at the end of March Madness, and it does the whole thing where it's like signaling spring is here, and there's a whole vibe
you're
to
right.
it. And there's just none of that, and it was like dreary and cold here home in New York. So maybe if the weather was different, maybe I don't know. But it was like nice down there, shitty up here. Then they had the weather delay, which that's not COVID, but like it just to me did not have the Masters vibe at all.
I was gonna disagree with you, but I agree very strongly.
Yeah, and like everybody else kind of they had their.
Also, like I like golf. Football's better.
That's the other thing. You're going up against
Like,
college and
right.
NFL football.
Like I don't know. Like I'd rather watch football.
Right. Usually it's the Sunday. It's the weekend of the final four or the championship.
I forget.
It's either
exactly
right
what
after
it
the
is.
tournament, but even if it's not, it's like Monday is the national championship, so Sunday would be clear.
Right.
So either way, you're really never going up against anything, major. And it's like, Yeah, I wonder. I would love to see the ratings because I bet you they're very down.
I would guess Thursday, Friday went okay because everyone's still working from home.
But Saturday, Sunday, man. I mean, you're watching football.
Right.
That's it. You're
Yeah.
done. But whatever. That doesn't matter to DJ. He gets that green jacket, and I just have to imagine that the green jacket and the purse and the prestige all comes second to what Paulina did to him that night. And I, sir, am only slightly joking because I bet they fuck like animals on the regular, but I bet she wore the green
You think
jacket.
so?
Do I think they fuck?
I just think people get
get
a
tired of
good reputation just because they're pretty. They're both good-looking people. Do you think they?
I mean, there was all that like drug talk for a little while, and
Yeah.
that picture with her pussy wide open. Remember that one?
No.
Well, she got jean shorts on, but she's, you know it. If I pull it up, she's like
Well,
sitting.
why don't you go ahead and pull?
Yeah,
it
I'll
up?
pull that up. I'll pull that up. I mean, I'm gonna do Paulina. Let's say jean shorts. Let's say wide open.
DJ does have one of the best excuses of all time. What tournament was he in where he bailed out because he fell down the stairs?
Yeah, that was funny.
Which is just not a thing that happens to people. Like no one falls down the stairs when you're an adult.
Oh, unless you're
Right.
like blacked
Yeah, unless
out,
you're
you know?
fucked up.
So like that was possible, but like you're not getting the full picture. I'm just gonna do Paulina Gretzky pictures. And does she go by Gretzky still, or is it Johnson, or what?
I think
She's
she goes
definitely
by
Gretzky. Yeah.
I have a take on her. Come on, what would?
That was the Masters? That was what, 3 years ago? I guess it's nice to come back from that, actually. Like, all right, I'll win it this time, but just so you know, I was drunk as shit last time I was in Augusta.
Yeah. I mean, I can't believe I can't find this picture. But there's always like the party pictures of her, and she has done a fantastic job, by the way, of kind of hiding the fact that she got no butt.
Yeah.
No butt. She does a lot of great Instagram shots. She's, I mean, very sexy, but she's got flat booty and hides it well. But I feel like they get down. I would maybe kind of like accept that they've just like been together for a long time now, and perhaps don't, you know, everybody just kind of loses that. But I feel like the green jacket was in play last night. He's wearing it or she's wearing it, and I feel like they had themselves quite the time that, you know, when you have a memorable night like that, this one.
Whoa, mama.
I mean, that's, you know.
I forgot about I know that picture.
Yeah.
I forgot about that picture.
That was the
Yeesh.
peak. That was the peak of like, oh, poor Wayne Gretzky. Wayne Gretzky can't be happy about this one. But when you have a moment like that, a night like that in the bedroom, that shit sticks with you. You know, those are memorable. Those are like, like that time I won the Masters was incredible, and like that moment I had like with my dad on the golf course when I was 15, I'll never forget. And also like that one night where like I went full porn star. That shit that stays with you. You take that to the grave. And I'd imagine with DJ and Paulina, they both give each other those nights pretty frequently. But I'd imagine the post Masters sex has got to be way up there.
I think so. But I think also, no matter how many times we're having like this incredible sex, like, with the green jackets, whatever you have on, I'd still see that 99 on her hooch, and I'd be like, "Why'd you do that?"
It's one of the most inexplicable moves that a
makes
human has ever pulled.
no
Paulina
sense.
Gretzky getting her dad Wayne getting his number tattooed directly above her pussy.
It doesn't make any fucking sense.
It's, I mean, I'm not joking when it's inexplicable.
It is
Like what? Like when she got that done, she didn't have a single friend. She had to have had a friend who was like, "What?" And then I would love to have heard what she said. Like, no, I'm doing it because what? I want to hear her explanation. I want to interview her and say, "Why did you get 99 tattooed above your pussy?"
It's particularly offensive to me because I wore the Wayne Gretzky sneakers as a kid, and I just remember that
Had the 99.
It's the same font. It's the
Yeah.
same everything. It was like,
Right on the heel, is it?
man, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I would argue that getting it like that tattoo anywhere is, I mean, I guess not. You know, it's your father. But like if she had that on her back or her ankle or some other spot, like a girl gets it.
There's no good place to get it.
No,
There are less bad places,
pussy
but
is
there's
like-
no good place.
Maybe Wayne made her. that sounds like the ultimate. Like I'm sitting at home with a shotgun. Like you know what I mean? Like I'm gonna like strike fear into all your boyfriends because the last thing they see before they go down on you, before they enter, is me.
Oh my God.
It's crazy, right?
So fucking bizarre. I don't get it at all.
Would you think it'd be weirder? What's weirder, if a son got it or a daughter got it? What if there was a Gretzky son who had 99 tattooed above
I think
his
that'd be
dick?
funny.
It'd be funny?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, double standards exist. And like,
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
that's like,
The
I could
great
play
one.
that off.
You know what? You know what we should do this summer? Get like those henna tattoos and get the Paulina Gretzky. Just right above our cock and balls, the 99, the great one.
This
that
summer,
is-
by the way, it's
that is-
November.
I know, we got a long way to go. We got a long way to go. I just, that's got to be a conversation at some point, right?
Yeah.
Like that's not maybe the first time you just look past it. Once you're like together, once Dustin Johnson was like, okay, we're dating, right? I feel like you had to be like, let's talk about it. So it's time to have the conversation.
I wasn't even thinking with DJ. I was thinking with her dad.
Yeah,
He's
me
gonna be like,
too.
hey, what's that
Why'd
all
you do
about?
that?
Yeah.
Unless, like I'm telling you, he made her. I think my theory that Wayne Gretzky made her get that tattoo might be more plausible than her wanting to do it, because it might just be a guy's way of like imposing his will and just being like, I am going to intimidate from a distance as the great one. It's like like once he saw what Paulina was growing up to be,
yeah.
you'd be like, well, we got to do something here. We got to do something to control this. It's all about, your persona. And I think after reading the news this weekend, I feel like nobody has spun a better persona and a better, like, mythical existence than Vladimir Putin. He is... In my mind, he is this
a
imposing
stunning revelation.
Yeah, in my mind, Vladimir Putin is this imposing, terrifying force. I mean, I see the pictures with like the bear, and I see the pictures on the horse, and I think of him as this big Russian. I think of him as a Russian bear.
Mm-hmm.
Come to learn this weekend in an article about Barack Obama that Vladimir Putin is 5'7", $165.
I think I was in 4th grade when I was that size. That's
That's like
in
that's like Vibs.
Isn't
it?
Yeah.
Vibs is probably about 5'7". I'm gonna text Vibs right now, height and weight. That's Vibs. That's Hubs. That's
He was also like, what did Obama describe him as? Which is also such a mean thing.
He said like physically not imposing.
Physically
at all.
unremarkable.
Yeah,
or
yeah,
something
yeah.
like that.
What is your?
Physically unremarkable is so fucking mean.
Because I mean,
5'6", 157,
we
not
said
165, 157.
that's
Like
Zaza $165.
Bro, I used
Zaza
to
midget.
I used to be scared of Vladimir Putin, and I will say right now into camera, Vladimir Putin, I'll fucking kill you.
You would run his shit.
I will kill you, Vladimir Putin.
destroy.
KGB ass bitch.
Yo, yeah, like listen, I might run into some problems with your hooligans, but you one on one.
Pussy.
You would one punch him. You would put him on his back. Vlad, he would still beat me up. But you would fuck him up. Like I will say into camera, which one? Vladimir, you could beat me up, but not my buddy. Okay?
I just don't understand how he even had this lore. Like, and honestly, it actually started to change when he played hockey, and it was just like,
He didn't look that good?
Oh yeah, you stink.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
you're not an
He
impressive
shouldn't have done
person.
that. That's like
that was a big mistake.
that was like when
Like, you can't
when,
even skate, and you're supposed to be a Russian king. Don't think.
Can't do it.
Don't think.
Can't do it. When Dave was saying like he would never pick up the ball on a speed toss, when that was going on White Sox Dave and the Rocket,
yeah.
he was like, just I would never even put myself in that position.
Right.
Like you just don't do it, and you can always rely on like, no, I'm really great, but I'm not gonna stoop to that level. Putin could have just been like, I'm the greatest hockey player you've ever
Yeah,
seen.
just don't
and just
play.
never prove it. Never give them the evidence.
he was
to the contrary.
He's bad.
Yeah.
he's really bad.
Well, it's it's probably because he's wearing like skates that are too big for him and pads that don't fit him because he's a child. He probably had adult size gear on and he's a child. I mean, that is the number one. And you know what? Maybe it actually makes him like more dangerous because now he's like a Napoleon complex bad guy who's like, I'll fucking all right, just feed him to the dogs, I electrocute him, chop his head off, whatever they do, But one on one, we said that so many times about the celebrities. Like I cannot believe that if DMX and Eminem walked in here and I took a picture with them, I'd be like, I'd be head and shoulders above them. I'd be like, these are my two little friends. And that's like the two like
Wait, how
scariest
big's
guys.
DMX?
They're like both like 5'8".
Really?
Yeah, I think DX is like 5'9". I think Eminem's like 5'8".
Oh my goodness.
I think Leo's pretty
Yo,
short.
like-
I think like there's very few. We've talked about like I mean we know Joel McHale is a fucking giant.
Right.
I think Brad Pitt is a solid like 5'11".
He's
Yeah,
6,
6.
yeah.
Like so, there's a couple out there, but for the most part, a lot of your most like intimidating characters, in a good way, are small. And in this case, an actual like a bad guy that you're intimidated by.
I mean, Putin
is-
Putin couldn't even get pussy on Tinder.
Putin couldn't get a first date on Hinge, motherfucker. Putin wouldn't even get a look at the bar. Putin would get a fake number from a chick being like, "Oh, get Shorty away from me."
157. Bro, hit puberty, then come talk to me.
Okay, first of all, this is shocking for two reasons. First of all, Vivs is 5'9", so he's got several inches on Vladimir. But Jeffrey Vibert is 135 pounds.
What? Vip's a buck 30?
A buck 35. That's literally in your bra.
That is. All right, so I was kidding a little bit with Putin, but this one, like, I don't think I was in middle school yet.
For 135?
Yeah.
Yeah. 135 was like 4th grade. That's crazy.
That doesn't make any sense.
But height wise, towering over Vladimir Putin. Absolutely stunning. So yeah, Vladimir. You. By the way, is what is he? Is he the president?
Yes.
But he's just gonna be it till he dies.
No, he's actually going to retire soon.
But it's under his own accord.
yes,
He can't be forced out, right?
He's going to retire once he passes a law that, this is just a coincidence. All former presidents of Russia can't be convicted of crimes.
Working on some things before I gotta pass a couple bills before I'm out of here. That's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, if you were a former
I
president,
feel like
you can't be convicted.
I feel
of
like he
crime.
might turn up dead when he retires.
You think so?
I could just see like
Yeah, I'm
people
gonna
being
kill him.
like, okay, it's time. Yeah, someone's gonna beat when he's talked all that shit and he doesn't have like KGB bodyguards anymore. I mean, he'll probably always have them, but when he doesn't have the protection of the state, I feel like some shit could go down. I feel like he might be. I could see him, ended up like dead in a bear's mouth. Like, oh, it was a bear accident. He was hunting in the woods.
I think we should just kill him. I think we should just go do it. We can say that, right?
I was listening to probably not. I mean, you can if you want. I don't think it's a good
I
idea.
think we should go kill him. Let's do it.
I was listening to Dave Smith from the Legion of Skanks on Rogan, and he was saying he thinks that Donald Trump might get like the full Alex Jones treatment once he's out of office. That he might just like be deplatformed everywhere, and they might just like cut him. Imagine that if you just like you can't like
That
you
would
don't hear
make
from him
sense.
anymore. I don't know if he's done enough. I guess it depends on how crazy he starts spitting. Because like Alex Jones was like, all right, we need to stop this man because he's like, it's dangerous, like But
Frogs are. What was it?
Frogs are gay.
Turning the frogs gay.
Yeah.
Like they had. Yeah, the pesticides.
when he said that that Hillary Clinton smells like garlic because she's like marked by the sign of the beast. But he would go crazy if he got like imagine like him and Vladimir like out of office and like just like two fucking lonely dudes just being like Donald, we had it all. He's like, shut up, you little bitch.
Yeah, Trump's a big motherfucker.
Yeah, Trump, versus Putin in an octagon. That'd be a show. One of them would end up dead.
I'd watch
I'd
it,
watch
yeah.
the fuck out of that, man. Hell yeah. All right, top fives today. They're brought to you by Cuts Clothing. Cuts Clothing, you crazy bastards. These crazy motherfuckers started their black.
This is Cuts right here.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Cuts got new hoodies. I got this is kind of like a icy blue, white, gray type of thing.
Yeah.
And then I got
That was a lot.
because I got like a full white one, and it's not just like white. It's like got this like blue tint to it. Then I got a white one, and I got a navy one, all in this like kind of athletic-y, athleisure, stretchy, plain, very nice hoodie. So they got the hoodies out. They've got the t-shirts. They've got the scoop necks, the V-necks, the crew neck, the deep cuts, the split hem. You got different lengths, different necks, different colors. You mix and match all of them. Now they got the hoodies and the pants to match. And right now in this world, I mean, what a time to have gotten in when they did in like the athleisure world, because it's all people are wearing now. It has taken over the world as much as like COVID has the lounging back and looking good, but being comfortable took over this planet as well. So they already got 30% off their site, which is fucking nuts. So from November 11th to December 1st, you can get 30% off the site. So I guess our promo code doesn't even work anymore. Put it in there anyway, because it might still give us some tracking. We might get a little bit of love. But you get 30% off no matter what when you go to cutsclothing.com. You don't have to rush on Black Friday or Cyber Monday. You don't have to worry about when does it actually start. I'm telling you right now, you have almost a goddamn month of 30% off. So no gimmicks, no rush. You can get all your gear, get all your gifts now so that they get shipped. This makes sense because if this is a good gift. So if you want to give this gift, you get your Black Friday discount now so that you can buy it for your brother, your mother, your sister. Yeah, your sister. Why not? But yeah, this is like a solid gift of, it's very hard to buy clothes for guys a lot of times, not this. Like, the guys are going to want.
Buy what Kevin's wearing.
Yeah, this is really
honestly,
nice.
you look very sharp in it.
It's a good hood. It's got real pockets, not like a full pouch. It's got like actual pockets on each side. So, because sometimes you put stuff in the pouch, I feel like it's going to fall out. These like real pockets. It's also got the little extra pocket inside the pocket. You know what I mean? So go to cutsclothing.com, and between November 11th and December 1st, you get 30% off site wide. I say that you get all the guys in your life a gift. Get them Cuts Clothing because they're gonna like it and look good. Top five best sex you're gonna have after winning some sort of achievement. So
I'm gonna say most iconic trophies. Which then leads to.
Okay, but I don't know. I don't think it necessarily has to be just the trophy. I think it can be like winning.
Well, see, my answer was I'm not having sex the night I win a trophy.
Oh, it's like your wedding night. You want to ball out and party.
Fuck off. You want this dick? Maybe tomorrow. But tonight I'm drinking.
Maybe I'll be even too hungover tomorrow. So maybe the next day. Okay, so let's get into it. I mean. This all stems from DJ winning with Paulina. So, you can think about golf, you can think about the major sports, but I think you can also go, off the grid here, outside the box. There's all sorts of things you can win and achieve and put it on your resume. So what do you got?
I mean, fuck. We're going to go cup. We'll go cup one. But after this, we might get weird.
You're going Stanley Cup?
Yeah.
Now, I think that one is like because of the cup, actually. I think that's the one. Everybody knows the Stanley Cup is the the iconic trophy, and I think like the night that you have with the cup is like that's the night. Like I know you say you want to party with the cup, of course, but I also think fucking with the cup would be cool.
I would
a threesome with you and the cup. Wasn't Ovechkin in bed with like the cup and his wife and shit?
Yeah.
I think they got kinky with it that night. And wasn't there something like weird in the cup? It was like hot dogs or something like that. Wasn't there like food in the cup with his girl? But
I don't recall that.
There was something funny I thought in the cup with the girl, but it's not hot dogs. But all right, so cup number one.
Yes.
I'm gonna go.
I can't wait to get my second answer.
Yeah, you're going outside the box now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with, I think, and this is a little off-brand for me, and maybe it's just because it's on the top of mind, but I think the Masters jacket in the golf realm, it's cool because it's just you.
Yeah.
An individual achievement like that, all these other trophies are going to be cool, and you can certainly be the man on the team, or maybe you're the MVP, and we'll get into those, but, like, it's just you. Nobody else. You did that shit solo dolo. You beat the course. You beat the competition. You did it all for 4 days.
You can't take it, right? Don't you have to leave it there?
What?
You have to leave the jacket there.
Really?
I think so.
You don't take it home with you?
I think you have to leave it
at the club.
I think it's at the. I could be wrong. I'm not 100% positive, but I'm pretty sure because I think who's that fucking asshole? Bubba Watson.
Bubba Watson.
Bubba Watson took his to New York, and I remember it was a thing.
All right, well then I would just get like a replacement jacket and wear that around. But it's like people know you earned it. So, but yeah, the green jacket. But just winning the Masters in general, I feel like is a, just because it's only you. Go ahead, let's go.
Cooper's Hill cheese rolling and wait. You come home with that big fucking wheel, baby. You're like, Guess
did
what? Guess
And
what,
honestly, in
sweetheart?
that town, like that plays. That's a big fucking deal, man.
Yo, people die doing it.
Yeah.
No one dies winning the Masters.
No.
People
No.
die chasing G's.
What a ridiculous way to go. You got to be a colossal asshole to die in the cheese rolling competition.
No one dies winning the Stanley Cup. No
No.
one dies doing any of that. People die doing this.
I risked my life for this, babe. I am the man. I'm the man right now. I'm going to go with Texas high school football championship.
Ooh, mama, that's a good one.
Yep, I'm having some 18-year-old sex, maybe even like 15-year-old sex. Who knows, man? But yeah, I need to be the quarterback or like the man, and I'm winning me a Texas high school championship.
I wish I was more outside the box with this one, but World Cup.
Oh fuck yeah.
I mean, World Cup, you have it. Remember that fucking German dude?
That
Just
girl
had a hard dick for like a week.
That girl was so hot. No, you know what I'm thinking of? Remember the girl who was on? She was on TV, and it turned out to be one. Oh, I think it was the same girl. Remember that? It was a German girl. She was on TV one time, and she was just like the most beautiful girl I've ever seen. And then of course it was like the girlfriend of one of the guys, and I think it might end up being that guy.
What's his name? I'm just gonna search German hard dick.
It's so funny. His boner is about to rip through that Speedo. I mean, that Speedo is begging for mercy. That dick, the dick was like, please just take me out. And the Speedo was like, please just take him out.
This backfired.
What you did,
I
German
mean,
dick?
just searching German hard dick is not. I should probably add soccer.
You should probably put World Cup in there, you asshole. I mean, the last thing you want to see my limit, by the way, is German porn. It's tough. German goo girls. You ever watch the GGG? Heavens to Betsy.
I have no idea.
You don't know what I'm talking about?
No,
bro. German goo girls, GGG porn. It is horrific. It is.
There he is.
Catastrophic porn. That dick is so fucking funny, man. So goddamn funny.
Also, that chick, I mean, that's one of my favorite stories of ours when we were in LA. And that girl was just covered in bruises, and she was like, "Yeah, I've been filming porn in Germany."
Yeah.
Like,
Was it Germany? Yeah.
Yeah, it makes
Let's
sense.
see. I'm just gonna do German girl World Cup and see if she pops up. Because there was one chick who was just so beautiful. There's so many like hot chicks in the crowd at the World Cup that this is like a needle in a haystack. Me looking for this one specific girl, but yeah, that World Cup championship is. We talked about it with troops on Friday Night Pints. I mean, soccer players, they do what they want with who they want, however, whenever they want, and nobody fucking cares.
Yeah, it is
Walking around with a boner
his
at the pool.
explanation of it was so like understanding.
Yeah.
When I was like, why aren't we that way?
I know. Why do we get shamed and wanted to release statements and get released and all this stuff? It's like
He's like, yeah, we just assume that's what's gonna happen if you make 150 grand a year.
A week
yes.
when you're a teenager. Goddamn teenager. I am gonna go with an Oscar winning Best Actor.
Oh,
Best Actor.
I never even thought about
That trophy.
that.
I would probably fuck you with that trophy. That I think the night, especially man. Imagine like Leo the night he won. Again, maybe sex, maybe not. Probably with Leo, probably sex. but like when you've had like a lifelong chase and you fucking get it finally. Either that or he was like, can't be like fuck you guys, it took this long. You know, he's like he was spiteful about it. Remember that moment he had where he was at the like the engraving station?
Oh,
And he was like,
yeah.
so that's how this works. Or something like that. I was like, I've never been here. Wouldn't know, you know? So I think, you win the Oscar the night of. You are a big man on campus.
A VMA in 1996.
Oh! A moon man. Back in the day for like best kiss in a movie or some shit. Oh, fuck.
That one, like,
Yeah.
I forget what award show it was, but where Flea from Red Hot Chili Peppers climbed up on like. I want to win a VMA that night.
Yeah.
Those
are the nights.
We'll have a party that
Yeah,
night.
those are awesome, man. Bring that back. By the way, Dave talked about bringing back Rock and Jock on the rundown the other day. It's something I've been saying for years. Barstool Sports should be the guys to bring back Rock and Jock, and he mentioned possibly doing it. I can't do it. And he needs to be the one who initiates it because nobody listens to me. But if he were to do it, I mean, we could gather up like so many of the
Easy.
stars. Like
Easy
that's I
peasy.
mean, entertainers and athletes are like what
it's
drives
literally
Rock
what
and
we
Jock.
do.
And we'll add some new shit, but like the peach baskets and then 25 points, 50 points, the 10-point spots. We'll get Dan Cortez and Bill Bellamy back in the mix. We'll do some old school, mix it with some new school. be fucking incredible. Although I did say to him, like, those things often just don't really work, and I don't know why. Like, when American Gladiators came back, I was, like, so excited, and then I watched it, and I was like, maybe I need to be, like, 9 years old for this.
Yeah,
maybe,
a lot of
maybe
stuff
I
plays
need
on
to.
nostalgia.
But I think if the new version of it, like, we made it a little more like, all right, like a 30-year-old would enjoy this for whatever reason. We add something to it so you don't have to be like a high school kid watching MTV. But the VMAs, my point also being, if you could like recreate the importance and the vibe of the VMAs back in the day, those were like more important than anything.
And it was
Like,
honestly,
I won a Grammy, whatever, but I won VMA for like best album.
It was up until
Shit.
fairly recently. 'Cause,
Yeah.
like we used to live tweet it. Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
Early beginning of Barstool, like VMAs was
Those were
as
the big
important.
nights.
And then eventually they just put them together, right? They put like the music. They used to have the movie awards and then the music awards, and then I think they just put it all together.
oh, are they together now?
I think so,
didn't know
and
that.
I think that was kind of like the beginning of the end.
I bet Phillippe has got a fucking VMA on him.
For like Best Kiss or some shit like
Yeah.
that, or one of those weird things in Cruel Intentions, no doubt. Scripps Spelling Bee.
It's a good one.
Being like some Indian kid getting my first hand job because I spelled, anti-disestablishmentarianism in the last round of the spelling bee. Those kids, the difference, I'll tell you what, the difference in your life between being like the Indian kid who won it and the Indian kid who didn't. It's like you go home and your parents disown you and they hate you, and now you're just the kid who like has no life and can spell really good. And the other guy who wins, he walks out of there being like a champion. Champ, and he's like, got all the confidence in the world and is ready to like, go be like work at a hedge fund and make millions of dollars a year or something. And then there's some other kids who like probably commit suicide because they lost in the final round of the Scripps National Spelling Bee. The winner,
Who wants to be a millionaire?
a very exclusive club. How many people have won that? I bet you like less than like 10. I bet you more people have walked on the moon than won the million.
You think?
I don't think that many people have won it. Have they?
Find out.
I'm
Let's
going to
get
be
the
upset
bottom
if
of
I
this.
find if there's
I
there's
would
like
think it's
50
more.
people. I mean, I guess it has been running for years and years and years and years.
12.
Oh, I think that's
12?
I think that's the same number of people on the moon. I think 12 people have walked on the moon.
Wait, I have a different answer. I have 5.
I would believe 5 over 12, but either way, I'm going to Google it too. See if we get a
I
third answer.
also have 6. Over the course of the program's broadcast history, there have been 6 legitimate winners who received its top prize of $1 million out of 7 recorded millionaires.
Okay, mine's 13, and then 12 out of the 13 have answered the final question correctly. I don't know what.
Made it
someone
to the
else.
million maybe is different. But yeah, I think 6 is probably the real one because that is super hard.
Yeah. I come home. I don't even want the money. I just want the title.
Right.
You can keep the $1 million.
Yeah. I just want to be the guy. I want the fucking confetti, and I want it to be. I wish it was with Regis too. I don't want all this fucking like Meredith Vieira shit. You know,
Jimmy Kimmel.
Jimmy Kimmel, fuck off. You know. Okay, I actually just switched mine. My honorable mention is a real one. Winning the Indy 500.
Ooh.
Like the F1. That's Formula One, right?
Indy 500 is the worst day of my life.
No.
No, wait.
No.
No. What's it called? Yeah, not that one. The Formula One. That's the big one. Like what Mario Andretti wins.
Oh. Indy 500. No,
Is it?
Yeah.
I thought Indy 5.
Indy 500's different.
NASCAR.
No, Indy 500 is
Yeah.
fucking
Formula
the
One?
VMAs. I don't know how that's a descriptor.
It's the F1 cars.
It's not F1. It's similar cars, but it's. Hold on. I saw Rush. I should know this. Right?
I want one that's like in like the French Riviera.
Yeah.
You know, I want to be what's that guy's name? Michael Schumacher and all that, pouring the milk on those hot chicks. Like whatever that one is, that's my honorable mention. But my real pick, my number 5 pick, it's one we've talked about on this show in the early days. The aggro crag.
Oh, right.
I want to be Brian Beer II being an aggro crag winner because that changes the course of your life forever. Brian Beer, I mean, he was a different human from that point on in his life. And that played for a generation. That's one thing that, like, you know, the youngins, the youths, do you know what that is? You know what I'm talking about? This. Yeah. Yeah, you would never know. That's dead now. That's gone forever.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, if you're like late 20s, 30s, you talk about global guts and you have a piece of the crag. I almost once bought it on eBay, but I was like, you can't like
No,
like as
you
a
can't
decor, I
buy
would
it.
never try to pass it off.
Right,
I'd be
right,
like, yeah, I just got a piece like hanging on, put on the wall here, you know. But it's like, no, man, you gotta like,
You gotta
win it, yeah. So yeah, the Crag. So top five competition you'd like to
I'll be
win.
honest, we got some good answers.
Yeah,
there.
that went from like I thought I was envisioning like the World Series. I want to win the Super Bowl. It is funny that like the Super Bowl was not mentioned. Like Pat Mahomes, you can keep that. I'm gonna chase that big wheel of cheese, bro. All right, let's do our voicemails. It's brought to you by Calm for Business. Calm is an app I have on my phone that I listen to quite frequently to go to bed. I listened to a story. I listened to Cillian Murphy tell me a story the other night. I listened to Matthew McConaughey tell me a story. I listened to
This sounds amazing.
yeah, they do these things like they play like a little bit of noise in the background. Like the one I listened to, I think was on a train. It was like you're on a
Oh, I think you told me about this one, the Killian one.
yeah. It has all these like noises in the background, like the fucking water rushing and stuff. A Walk in the Connecticut Woods with Alan Sklar. LeBron's on here. Fuck off, LeBron. I can't find it right now because it's not the nighttime. I think it knows when it's nighttime. But yeah, it just tells you these stories that are just kind of like, good evening. I'm going to tell you a tale now and make you relax.
Oh, yeah.
Nature still thrives. The forests here harbor a rich mixture of history.
Johnny's going to
and
sleep.
wildlife as real
Take a walk in the Connecticut woods where a fall forest of soothing wonders awaits. So this shit works, man. It's like when I need to mellow out and just like I have these panic attacks at night where I just like, nope, my brain's running a million miles a minute and we are not going to sleep anytime soon. But just laying there is not going to work, you know. Like it's just like nothing's going to change for the next 8 hours. So I pop these babies on and like distracts you a little bit. Anyway, that's just
Honestly,
my
they should have
endorsement.
given me this when I went to the hospital for a panic attack. I wish they'd popped that on. Instead, they gave me a water and told me to fuck off. But
So that's just my endorsement of Calm in general. But Calm has the business side of things where Calm for Business is going to help you with the mental fitness and the mental health of all your employees. Because right now, it is a trying time for any company because you've got people who are afraid, you got people who are working remote, you got people who are trapped at home, you got people who are juggling their kids with their work, and they're losing it. And
we're about to start all over again.
I know. It's like, it's going to get worse. The second, you know what? The first time around, there was some element, at least for me, of like, this is like kind of quirky and fun. And like, it's a sleepover. It's a snow day. And now it's like, oh, fuck. And you can bury your head in the sand if you want and just be like, buck up, employees, like do your work. Or you can actually take a proactive approach and make sure that they are mentally fit. And that way your company's productivity is like stays the same or gets better because actually caring for your employees and making sure that, they are top notch is going to help you. You should do it because it's like the right thing to do. But let's be honest, you're doing it because like it helps the bottom line. Calm for Business has a library of content specifically designed to help teams get less stress, get more sleep, build mental resilience. It has lo-fi music playlists, quick breathing breaks, guided meditations, and hundreds of soothing sleep stories. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Feel relaxed and prepared for whatever comes your way. They have the Mindfulness at Work series, which is tailored for mental health and productivity, so you can check that out. And right now, Calm is offering a free well-being guide and a free demo when you go to calm.com/KFC. I keep saying calm so that people really get it. CALM.com/KFC, but it's just calm, right? You say like calm, C-O-M?
Yeah,
calm,
calm.
yeah. Calm.com. That's why it's funny though. So I'm like calm.com/KFC, where you can get a free month of your first year for Calm for Business. To help your team. And that's a free month of unlimited access when you go to calm.com/KFC. Voicemails, let's get it. You didn't fucking subscribe. So I did it. So subscribe so there's no more blood on your hands.
It was hard to hold my breath for that long.
You absolutely didn't have to hold your breath.
What's up, KFC? What's up, Kevin's Fights? Whatever producers
Wait,
in the
what
studio
was that?
right now.
It's like, what's up,
Yeah, and
KFC?
embrace
Kevin?
the debate question.
Fights.
A couple buddies and I are in college here, all live together in a house. We came up with this. Someone came up with this stupid question the other day. What is the average number of fingers that people have in this world? Now, I said 9.8, right? because some people lost hands, some people lost arms, some people lost a finger or two, some people were born with like an extra finger or two, right? So it's got to be like high 9s. And I thought 9.8 was even low. Like, I thought I should go with 9.9. Some of these guys just said like 8. 8 is the average number of fingers. Like, just cannot be correct.
No.
What do you guys think? What's the average number of fingers on a person in this world?
I think it's like 9.9.
Yeah,
I think it's like
9.999.
Yeah. I mean, is there a way to like?
No.
How many people are born with less than 10? Like, how much of an anomaly is that? That's got to be like a freakish anomaly.
Yeah.
I feel like, you know.
It's I honestly, I think the average number is 10.
Yeah,
I mean, it's 10.
I mean, I guess it can't be 10 because, like,
People have extra fingers.
1 in 500 to 1,000 infants are affected. No, wait, that's an extra digit. That's motherfuckers with 12 fingers. How about this kid? Baby born with 34 fingers and toes. That sucks. 7 fingers on each hand. 10 fingers, 10 toes on each foot. 10 toes on each foot.
That is. I mean, let's call a spade a spade. That's too many toes.
I will shoot you straight. That's an excessive number of toes. I will lop those off so fast.
Right?
I will just.
I'd be like
trimming
that kid,
it like a bonsai tree. Snip till I got the normal number of toes.
like the kid in Nip Tuck who gave himself a circumcision. I'd cut my own toes off.
Yo, Nip, talk about bringing things back. Bring back Nip Tuck in the year 2020. The shit that they were letting fly in like 03. Could you imagine now what they could talk about? They would just show full blown fuck scenes. They would just have like the transgender girl getting fucked.
I remember when Christian Troy was like, I could tell that wasn't a real pussy. To this day, I say bullshit.
That you couldn't tell?
No chance.
I love that scene. He puts it in. He's like, oh no, that's not a real pussy.
Also, I'm sure it was good enough. You're gonna fucking?
He's such a master of this. He knows. He can tell.
No.
Oh yeah, but I mean, I could get behind the idea of like, I'm still gonna fuck this.
Yeah, right.
If you found that out, would you stop?
No.
No.
Like no. Obviously not. I mean, it's a vagina. It's a vagina.
It's a vagina. It's
vagina.
attached, technically to a guy.
Right.
But it's not gonna stop you.
No. I mean, look, if you got me this far,
would you have no problem? Would you just be like,
I would never in a million years know.
But if you did, what if you put it in and she was just like, guess what? That's a synthetic vagina that has been scripted.
Heck of a job. My compliments to the chef.
Michelin star vagina. The presentation, the plating was amazing. That is great. What was the question? Oh yeah, the fingers. I don't know. A lot of fucking fingers in this world, okay? A lot of fucking fingers. Yeah, I hope, but what if it's a stat that's like 1% of like babies are born without all their toes or some shit. But I would imagine the average is super high. It's certainly not like a full digit or 2 low.
No.
What up, KFC fights, whoever's producing. So I was just listening to your guys' episode on how you guys are the most unconstitutional or anti-constitutional podcast.
Yay!
So I guess I got a question for you guys. If you could change the Constitution so it would be more modernized, like you guys said, the right to bear arms with Thomas Jefferson and how he'd say no one could have a fucking Nerf gun. Like, what would you guys change so it's more modern and, like, it actually makes fucking sense for these times? Viva. Bye.
This is a loaded question.
Yeah, tough question. I guess I'd start off with all men are created equal, and I'd mean it. Not their kind of equal. My kind. Like they were just like winking at each other. Independence Hall. Yeah, come on.
All white, man. I'm trying to think of what's in the Constitution that I particularly.
Yeah, I guess I'd have to learn the
for.
Constitution first.
Yeah. The Constitution is the Constitution, and then the amendments are obviously what amended the original, right?
Yeah.
So what are they called? The Articles or something like that? What's like the original? They're not the amendments. They are, or is it just called the Constitution?
I believe it's the Constitution, but I mean, really, it's a toss
Bill
up.
of Rights.
Bill of Rights is the original. Okay, that makes sense. So let's just look at the Bill of Rights.
Okay, let's
Bill
do that.
of
I mean,
Rights.
we're really gonna get in trouble for this. Let's just tear this fucking thing apart.
Yeah, let's
fucking piece
let's
of
do
shit.
it big. Oh, I mean, okay. You know what I would change is the fucking freedom of speech one. I would change it so that dickheads don't like misuse it all the fucking time.
Oh yeah,
You know?
Yeah.
Like I would be like,
Like this means the president can't arrest you. It does mean you can get fired from your job.
Yeah, and more so like you can say what you want, but if there are consequences, that's on fucking you for saying dumb shit, you know? How about the fucking the Third Amendment where you just got to house soldiers? That was weird. That was crazy.
No, you weren't allowed to house soldiers. I'd get rid of that one.
Oh, that's what it was? Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, without the consent of the owner. So that used to just be like, guys used to be able to roll in and be like, I live here now, bitch. That's crazy that was such a problem. That was the third thing they talked about. Like, first order, you can talk. Second order, I don't know, what's the second? I mean, you get guns. Third order, you can't just sleep in random people's houses.
You just got us canceled.
Yeah,
You
2A.
forgot the Second Amendment, Kevin?
That's how not 2A I am. I don't even know what it is. That's one. Okay, you know what? Well, no, I don't even. Do we want to do that? I would really fucking change that one.
Oh, I would definitively change that.
Yeah, I'd be like 10 people get a gun in the whole fucking country. You dumbass.
The president can have a gun, that's it.
I don't even know if that's a good idea, John. I don't think that's a good idea at all. My 2A would be like, only not assholes can have guns. And you show up to some place and they look at like, first you got to do a test to see how you shoot and all that shit. But also they just give you a once over like, oh no, you were wearing like no sleeves and like, jean shorts. Like, now you're out.
No.
You're fucking, you don't get a gun. You look like an asshole. You don't get a gun.
I think everyone has to have like a musket. You can have a musket if you want.
You want to do that?
just can't
That would be a
have-
great way. Like,
Go ahead, reload it.
You wanna
I'll come punch you in the face. I'll come punch you in the face before you reload your gun.
You want to reference the Second Amendment? You get the arms. You get the right to bear the arms that they wrote about. So you can have a fucking musket and one of those like pistols that are like just curved and like real long. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That you can have those. All you fucking want.
Fifth Amendment. Let's see here. No person shall be held to answer a capital or otherwise infamous crime unless right to a trial by jury.
Yeah, I think that's.
I don't know.
I think juries are overrated.
Yeah.
I actually think juries are really overrated.
Right.
I'm changing the Fifth Amendment. Juries are bullshit. That whole thing where they go back and deliberate and just one like pushy bully can overturn the whole thing.
I just want to go eat. Yeah, fine, whatever you think.
That's
done.
bullshit. Those two lawyers out there, they just did like hours and weeks of work all to have one high school bully change your fucking mind. Fuck a jury. Amendment 6. So 6 is the speedy jury. 5 is
5's
the
right.
militia, right?
No.
The Fifth Amendment is I plead the Fifth.
Oh yeah. We're not good at this.
I think pleading the Fifth. I would like to change it. I don't think you can change it. There needs to be a way where you can plead the Fifth without being like, oh, that motherfucker's guilty.
Yeah.
You know, it's like the minute you plead the Fifth, you're
Wait,
fucked.
why are there so many fucking juries? The Seventh Amendment involves a jury too.
Yeah, there's too much bullshit here.
Prohibits judges from overruling. I don't know what this means. Fuck it. It's out.
Amendment 8, excessive bail. I don't give a shit. Excessive Amendment 9.
Oh, I don't think you should get bail. I think everyone should just. Why? Like I do not understand bail. How am I still arrested? I have not been found guilty of anything.
Well, I think so. So you either have to like stay in jail until your trial, or you give us money,
or you pay the government.
Right.
Makes no
You don't
fucking
like that?
sense. No, you shouldn't have to stay in jail. I haven't been found guilty of anything. How do I have to stay in jail?
Right. But I guess it's but you've been charged, and we need to like you can't like run away or anything, so we need to like.
But you didn't find me guilty yet.
Yeah. But
so I'm just a free citizen. Why do I owe you money, bitch?
But I don't know. There's probably not. You're probably not. You're probably like a citizen who has been like at least accused of.
As someone who's had to spend
blah.
a few nights in jail, it was bullshit. You didn't fucking find me guilty of anything. Let me go home.
How about this? This makes no. This. Tell me what this one means. Amendment 9. The enumeration in the Constitution of certain rights shall not be construed to deny or disparage others retained by the people.
What did you say?
Yeah, exactly, right? The enumeration of the Constitution of certain rights shall not be construed to deny or disparage others retained by the people.
I don't even know. I don't know. What
I
that
couldn't
means.
tell you what that fucking means. So I'll tell you what, that one. That one's out. Let me find out that means like it's like full-blown civil rights. And I'm like, get rid of that one. Fuck it. I don't know what that means, but I don't like the 9th Amendment. I got real problems with the 9th Amendment.
I don't know what the 10th means either. The powers not delegated to the United States by the Constitution, nor prohibited by it to the states, are reserved to the states respectively, or to the people. That is not even English.
The 9th Amendment, I'm trying to get like a real... What is the meaning of the 9th Amendment? No, I don't need you to just fucking... The 9th Amendment example.
It's,
Presumption of innocence. The right to travel within the country. The right to privacy. Marital privacy. These rights, although never enumerated, have found a home in the 9th Amendment. What? That's like a catch-all? It's like, anything we forgot. The 9th Amendment. How about all
I
the...
mean, Roe v. Wade is
the
listed
9th
here.
article. Or whatever. How about all the amendments that they were like, boy, we missed a bunch.
Yeah.
We got 25 of these things. Like, fucking, we didn't see any of these coming. I mean, I guess it's good. There probably should be more than 25. There's probably like 25,000. It's like along the last 300 years, we got some shit change. Fucking stupid ass Constitution. All right, should we do our interview? All right, we have one more voicemail.
KFC fights, who's ever producing. Listen to this. Got a little question for you guys. So, me and my boys are having a conversation about No Nut November on Snap, and this one of my friends are really committed to it. So we ended up getting on the topic of how many days in a row do you think you went consecutively with beating your meat? Mine, I lost count. I don't even remember. But then somebody asked over, under 200. I took the over. I said I started young, 7th grade, 8th grade. What do you guys think? Over, under 200? How many days do you think you went?
My
Longest?
current or my peak?
I go peak.
Yeah. Okay. 200 days is like 2/3 of a year, a little less.
I don't think I ever hit that.
That'd be what, like let's call it like 4 months, 3.5 months,
Okay.
3.5 months of every single day. Yeah, wait, 30 days in a month, so
6.5.
6 months. Yeah, 6 months.
Yeah, I probably did that. Nah, I don't think so. I don't think I did that.
You're all over.
Yeah, yeah.
You were
I
the kombucha girl right there. 6 months of every day jerking off.
No chance.
No chance like these days, but like in your prime, in your peak where like you were doing nothing else, you were just like going to school and like jerking off before bed every time and shit. No, nothing, no.
I think I probably jerk off more now.
Do you?
Probably.
I think
I don't have to hide from my mom.
Well, the thing is,
I get to do whatever the fuck I want.
I'm a big boy.
I'm an adult.
I can jerk off whenever I want.
Candy in the freezer and I come whenever I want.
Quote it. Put it on a reel. Put it on a TikTok. Get it out right now.
I'm an adult man.
I have candy in the freezer and I come whenever I want. When people ask you what's adulthood, that's the fucking answer.
That's it, man.
But I agree with you. But I'm also more prone at like this age to being like, I'm just gonna go to bed. You know, where it's like I probably jerk off more, but I have a higher % chance of missing a day and breaking the streak.
Right.
So it's like I'm probably like, you know, like when DiMaggio, he got the 56 game hit streak, but he also had like 75 out of 80 or like something like that. Like he went on another streak right away.
Oh, really?
So
I
he
didn't
went
know
like
that.
like after 56, I think he rattled off like 20 more. So he went, you know, like he went like 74 for 75, something crazy like that. So I'm like that. I'm like DiMaggio. I'm getting like a fuck ton of hits, a long ass hitting streak, but I might miss one here, then restart it right away. But you know, do I get to like a full blown 200 in a row? In my peak, in my prime, 6 straight months. But like when I'm really young, it's probably not, but it could be. And I mean, if I set my mind to it, I could go. If you set your mind to it, infinite.
Oh yeah. If I wanted
If
to do
if
it.
I had to, like I could make myself absolutely come
Also, if I could
every
stretch
day
out
till I
the
die.
days.
Huh?
Like if I put up 6 days, 6 numbers in a day. And
Oh, and then like average it out.
then it's forever.
Well, yeah, that's great. But I bet if it's just come once a day, like if there was a gun to my head or a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, and I had to come every day, like
Easy.
I mean, like course.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know why I don't just do it. Why don't we just pretend that and make sure you come every day? It's like an apple a day keeps the doctor away. I feel like we should come every day. Get the poison out. I feel like it's truly poison. I feel like cum poisons your brain.
Yeah, it's toxic masculinity.
It really is. Like, get it out. Cut it out.
That's why we're the biggest feminist podcast.
Yeah. I love when you how you if you like back in the day, like the guys from like Littlefinger. No, the other one. Varys, like gets his dick chopped off as a eunuch. I love how it's like you chop that off and you just become a woman. And it's like you just probably like are a more like competent person. You know? It's like, well, I got rid of my cum and my balls and now I have feelings and I can like articulate and I could be a good person. So I got rid of this poison factory. It's just it's just a factory creating poison inside your asshole. Just get rid of it, man. Just take that thing out. Everybody, it's like circumcision. We should get our foreskin chopped and our prostate ripped out. We'd all be a lot fucking healthier. Right? The prostate makes the cum?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I
just know it's not the balls, right? The balls make balls
did.
make the semen, but there's like two different things. There's like
Yeah.
the cum.
I
Because when
don't
you
think
get
I don't think you may cum in your butt.
no, what does the prostate do? No.
I don't
What
think
makes
so.
the cum? What does the prostate do then?
I don't know.
What makes semen?
Where? All right, fine. You get that. I'll find out where semen is stored.
Yeah, the seminal vesicles and the prostate gland make a whitish fluid called seminal fluid, which mixes with the sperm.
Yeah. So sperm's in your balls.
And the prostate makes the rest of the fluid.
I don't know.
A man's reproductive system, the testicles, the duct system, the accessory glands, and the penis. Where is sperm produced? Sperm production occurs in the testicles. Upon reaching puberty, a man will produce millions of sperm each day, each measuring about 0.0002 inches long. How is sperm
Bro, the
produced?
seminal vesicle looks like it's in my stomach.
Really? Huh. Interesting. Cool. Yeah, that's right. I mean, that's the whole thing, right? That's why your balls hang outside your body because they need to be 98, less than 98.6, which is just so stupid. Why can't sperm survive? You know. So I wonder what the temperature of your balls are. I'm gonna get one of those COVID guns. And I'm gonna do my balls because I want to know. It's like, all right, my balls, my sperm can't live at 98.6, but 89.3. That's the fucking, that's where I almost feel like my balls would be hotter than inside my body. Smushed up in between my legs and shit. It always feels hot.
You think so?
Obviously not, but like it feels that way to me. It's like, like up inside like my chest feels like it would be cooler than just smush between my balls and my legs. Let's get into our interview. Ryan Phillippe, brought to you by Scoremaster. Did you know that the average American has 97 points they can add to their credit score, and you have no idea how to get them? Scoremaster is the new credit science that super boosts your credit score, not just boosts, super boosts. Forget raising your credit score just a few points. That's weak shit. Get that weak shit out of here. The average Scoremaster users raise their credit score 61 points in 20 days. That's the Carmelo. We call that the Carmelo package here at Scoremaster. 61 points. Say your credit score is in the high 500s and you want to buy a new car. If you've gone to Scoremaster, you could raise your credit score to just the average of 61 points our listeners get. You could have saved $9,000 on your car loan. Let's say you go to get yourself a home loan and you raised your score at the average 61 points. You could have saved almost $100,000 on your home loan. That's right. Credit scores are no fucking joke. Credit scores are like that's some shit. Like I think the conspiracy theorists talk about, like how they can control you. They can like control your money, keep you down and shit because
I
it's hard
honestly
to get
had
a
no
credit
idea.
score.
That makes a lot of sense.
So you can get down with Scoremaster and raise it. If that's just the average, by the way, if you knock it out of the park and raise it 100 points, you're talking about monster money when you're buying cars and homes. If you're a business, you could save a fortune getting your loans for financing equipment and funding projects, all that. So this Scoremaster puts you in control of your finances, not the banks. Enroll in minutes. Take it back. The banks are so fucking shady. The banks are such rats, man. Take back the power from the banks. Enroll in minutes with Scoremaster, and you can add points to your credit score Bingo, bango, bongo. Go to scoremaster.com/KFC. This is something everybody should do. I'm usually like afraid to check my credit score. I have no idea how my credit score is good.
Do you have a good one?
It's not like 750, but I think it's good. It's staggering because like I just don't pay a lot of bills. Yikes! Like they must not include like parking tickets and stuff like that on there, right?
I think they do.
No, but I'm saying they must not because I would be living proof. My credit score would be terrible. Go to scoremaster.com. I really hope that I just make enough money one day where it's like, bank, listen, I know my credit score sucks, but like I have a ton of money, so because otherwise it's not going to be good. Scoremaster.com/KFC to start adding credit points. Points to your credit score right now. Ryan Phillippe, unbelievable interview. Great dude. Let's talk to him. What's up, man?
What's
up,
going on, bro?
How are you, pal?
Chilling. How are you?
Doing very good. How'd the first interview go?
Those guys were great. It was really cool. It was really chill. Yeah, it went well.
Good
I
stuff,
enjoyed it.
man. Well, we're gonna dive.
Dude,
right
I didn't know you. You do. Yes, that's what I thought. You do the minute the breakdown.
I've had a good run here. The last like 4 or 5 interviews we've done, the guys have recognized me, which is a good sign. That's good for business. It's the first thing I've ever done.
Yeah, I mean that can't be a surprise.
Well, I we've done the podcast for a long time. We've been here for a long time, but I haven't done anything that's quite gotten outside of our bubble the way this has, where people like yourself are recognizing it. So it's a good feeling.
You know what I love about it is that you're like a bridge to the older folks like myself, because there will be a topic that I care a little bit about, but not enough to investigate.
Right, I'll do it for you.
But I don't want to sit there and search what Tekashi 69 is doing, but I want to know. I want somebody else to break it down for me and
exactly
save me
what
all
I'll
that.
do. Yep.
So that's what you do.
That's my I like that, the bridge to the old folks. Where I know that it's like I know you're interested, but you're not either A, you're not gonna like you said investigate it, or B, you don't want to be known as the guy who investigated it. So I'll hook you up. I'll tell you. I'll give you the scoop.
But then but it's good when you're a parent of a 17-year-old son who is like super into. I mean, I'm still super into hip hop, and I'm like I listen. My playlist is like a 21-year-old, but you sort of help me be able to have conversations about topics that are relevant to him. So it's a nice.
Look at this, Kevin.
I'm helping out.
Wow,
Ryan the dad. I love it, man. That's great, man. Thanks. Look at the Tupac shirt. You really are. You're not fucking around, huh? Who's oh wow, look at that. Who's your favorite?
See this artist named Blue the Great. You can find him on Instagram and all that stuff. He does these like cool mummy things.
Yeah, I feel like I know that name. I don't know his art, but I definitely have heard Blue the Great.
You've probably seen him around.
Yeah.
He does now he does some collabs with Nike and stuff, but he's a really cool artist from downtown LA.
So who's like your top 5, top 2, top 3? Give me like who your favorite hip hop
all time?
Was. Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna skew more classic. Jay-Z is one of the voices I've heard most of my life. I've always said the 3 voices I've heard most of my life to this point are Howard Stern, Jay-Z, and Tom York. Like if you were to quantify, if you're gonna put together time-wise, even more than my parents' voices, I've heard those 3 voices.
Yeah.
So Jay-Z would be there. I'm a huge Pusha T fan. I'm a huge Lil Wayne fan.
So do you get into the new shit? I'm like such an old man when it comes to rap, where I'm like, they don't make them like they used to, and I can't seem to get into like all the new waves, the trap music and the mumble rap. Like, it just never really resonated with me.
I do because I love a good beat, and like my son now is producing music.
Oh wow!
And so like I still like the young stuff. I don't know why. I love innovation, and I think one of the reasons why at my advanced age I've managed to stay somewhat young is that I'm always looking. I'm curious about what the next thing is, whether it's in music, whether it's in film, whether it's in how we digest media. I find so many people get scared or sort of put off as they get older by things changing. I mean, we certainly see that politically, and I don't know. I want to know what the next wave is. I've always been curious about what's coming next. And I think that now we're in this era where so many things are reset from a societal standpoint. I'm curious about that, man. I'm curious about the rebuild. I'm curious about the way things change shape, And so I have friends, in the music industry. Like one of my best friends is a manager, and he represents Tyler the Creator and Brockhampton, and he's really anti brand new trap and new hip hop. And I don't know. It gets me going. Like,
Yeah.
It gets me excited.
I wish it was that way. It doesn't. I'm definitely, like I said, the old man about it. But do you know who I think is who's next and going to be part of the rebuild and isn't afraid? And I know you're down with this guy. Is Tim Dillon.
Oh yeah,
Tim Dillon's the fucking man.
He's a force of nature, dude. I find the guy brilliant on multiple levels, but his ability to speak, there's something Chappelle-esque about his command of the language, of the stage, his confidence. Even when you listen to his podcast, like, he's just spitting, man.
Yeah, he just goes.
He's
That's
just going
solo
off the
shit.
dome.
Yeah. Yes or yes.
It's
just
just
let
crazy.
it fly.
He gets just like an hour and a half just
Yeah.
talking nonstop. It's crazy.
It's very hard
And
to do.
it's entertaining throughout, and he doesn't. I mean, he repeats themes certainly, but there's always like a new kernel, and I'm super excited because he invited me to his Friendsgiving next week.
Oh,
And we-
wow. Yeah.
So I should come back on and give you a recap.
Yeah, please. I need the inside scoop on what goes on at the Tim Dillon Friendsgiving.
But he and I have never met in person yet, and that'll be the first night we do. But we talk a lot on messages, and what's so funny to me is like I've been a pretty much kind of a ground floor fan of his. I love alt comedy, dude. I love the weirder the better, the darker the better for me.
Yep.
It's just like that's what I respect.
Where are you from?
You're from Philly, born in Delaware, but I grew up in like the Philly area.
Okay, because I feel like, I'm from New York and he's like a Long Island guy, but I feel like even just being an East Coast guy, you can kind of relate more to just like that. He's angry and he's a little bit dark and he's just like, fuck off. And like, if you're not.
There's so much connective tissue, even as much as like I grew up lower middle class. When he talks on the East Coast, when he talks about his family, I feel like he's talking about mine.
It's incredible.
It's so relatable and so specific to the region a lot of the times, and that's what's fun about him being out here and that whole fish out of water and seeing him bounce around from different property to property, and he doesn't really know what he's doing.
Him being out in the desert and in LA is just such a funny like dichotomy. It just makes no fucking sense. But he also, he brought the downfall. It's like he showed up and LA crumbled.
Yeah. It's interesting to see people sort of start to wake up to him or take to him.
Yeah.
He could be a very polarizing comedian too.
For a lot of people.
In this age of how soft everybody is, it's going to be interesting to see.
When he was on Alex Jones, didn't he wear a free Ghislaine shirt? Yeah, he can be polarized.
Yeah, I'd say so. Oddly enough, though, he had an episode on his Patreon show where he interviewed a author who wrote a book all about people who disappear, who are like kidnapped or disappear or get murdered in like national parks or out in like the Pacific Northwest.
I remember that.
Like these wilderness areas, which I feel like is kind of what goes on in Big Sky, right? It's like these two girls disappear on the road at like a truck stop, kind of in the middle of nowhere, where it does feel like those things. It feels like that shit could just happen where, like most of the time you're in a city or somewhere, there's people always around or cameras always around, but there are certain places where like, poof, you're gone and I don't know if anyone's finding you. It's scary.
Yeah, and in that way, Montana is very much a character in the show.
Right.
It's a region that hasn't been overdone on television, and so it's got a very specific look with the mountains and the tall trees that some people will go their whole life without ever standing next to, and this idea of these open spaces where anything can lurk. There's not the same amount of infrastructure as there is in a place like California. It feels like anything can happen, and the series certainly takes advantage of that. The series itself is based on a book by C.J. Box. This is it's several books actually, but this first season approaches her or his first the one book called The Highway, and it does center around the abduction of these teenage girls that then reveals a larger operation that's afoot. And the actors in this are phenomenal. The two female leads who are the actual leads in a lot of way. Kylie Bunbury and Catherine Winnick are awesome, and I'm lucky enough to be in a love triangle with them at the start of the series. I don't know how I always get so lucky, but the cool thing about this show is it's female driven, but it has a lot of attitude, a lot of balls, I guess, like in some ways. But and David E. Kelly, man, like, the guy's career speaks for itself. He's made countless hit television shows and won countless awards, and it's really fun as an actor to perform that level of writing. You get the scripts and you get the dialogue changes, and he just has a different approach than your average standard TV writer, and that's exciting when you get pages and you're like, this is really good, because a lot of times you're in a situation where you're like, this is okay.
So we were just reading a quote, and you can tell me if this is not true, because it was found on the internet, and who knows, but it said that you're actually like pessimistic about a lot of the work that you've done. Like you think out of a lot of the movies you've done that only like a handful are truly good or great. Was that true?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Yeah.
In what regard?
I disagree. I haven't seen all your movies, but I disagree with all the ones I've seen. Maybe I've only seen the ones you think are good, but like
I hope so. Let's keep it that way. Don't dig any deeper. Like, I want you to keep this.
You know what the most underrated one is? First of all, we got a couple here. Antitrust. You guys blew the lid off the whole thing. You had the company wrong, but you were ahead of the times on that one.
Yep.
And then
we tried to warn you about Bill Gates.
Right? Like that. I was like, it's not Bill Gates, but it's Bill Gates. Like it's in Seattle. And
no, it's 100% Bill Gates. A funny story about doing that movie was, Tim Robbins plays the Bill Gates bad guy character. Tim Robbins is like 8 feet tall.
Is he?
I'm like 5'9" and a half, 5'10".
Yeah, we'll give you 5'10". Round up. You're fine. 5'10".
We have to do a scene where we're walking on the beach together. Okay, so every beach has a natural grade, right? Yeah. This motherfucker makes me stand on the lower goddamn section, and I look like a midget. I look like I was a little person. And it was really embarrassing.
I think I remember this scene. Like his house is in the background, right? You're walking down the wall, and you can see his house. Yeah, I remember that. And I was like, "Fuck, that dude is little."
help a brother
out, dude.
Yeah. It was definitely done on purpose. I've had a couple situations where actors will definitely give you a little.
Have you really? You think that he was like, I'm gonna tower over this guy? I can see that shit going on the set, no doubt.
It happens.
And then we had Igby Goes Down. Igby Goes Down is one of my favorite movies of all time. That's a fucking
dude. Cool. That's a deep
right. That's a deep cut. He's
Igby,
like the only guy I've ever heard reference that movie.
I actually watched, because I went to like boarding school, so I actually watched like back to back for the first time. We did like Cruel Intentions, Igby Goes Down, and that was the crazy one about that was we were like, oh, Macaulay Culkin's little brother's in this, and then now Kieran's like the fucking guy in Succession and shit.
Yeah, man.
That cast is one of the more like that cast is a bomb squad cast.
That's what I was going to say, is that I've been lucky in that way, too, that even in the smaller, somewhat overlooked movies, the casts have been phenomenal. Like, that one had Jeff Goldblum and Susan Sarandon and like crazy people like Gore Vidal's in it playing a part. And, and then movies like Crash obviously had an insane cast. Gosford Park had an insane cast. Like, really like all-time groups of actors, and it's fun to be part of stuff like that. You really appreciate it as it's happening.
Going back and looking at Cruel Intentions, man, what a fucking trip that movie is. Holy shit, that's some wacky stuff, man. When you were making that, were you guys like, God damn, this is a weird or was it just like more normal at the time? I'm trying to figure out how that aged, because it was never normal, right? It was always weird as shit.
No, and I thought my parents were gonna disown me. And
really? So how old were you when you were shooting that?
23.
Okay.
But I grown up going to like Baptist school and like Christian school and stuff. So like
now my first role,
my first role ever though, coming out of the Christian school when I was a senior in high school, I played the first gay character on a soap opera, first gay teenager ever. And so I was shunned at that point. So they were already out of the picture.
So you're like, fuck it, let's go all in.
Wait, they were really like, you're out?
Kind of, yeah.
No
And not
shit.
so much. Yeah, kind of, definitely. Yeah, I mean, this was 1992,
Yeah, it's
and
a
I was
different
playing
time.
a gay teenager, and I was in a Christian school. They weren't happy about it. But so when I was doing the movie I Know What You Did Last Summer, the same producer had the script for Cruel Intentions. And I read the script in my trailer during the shoot. So we were near the end of shooting I Know What You Did Last Summer. And he's like, I want you to take a look at the script. He's like, it's kind of, it's a little risque or whatever. He's like, take a look at it.
Yeah, I'd say so,
And
bud.
I was like, I remember walking out of the trailer and finding him. And I'm like, are you guys really going to make this? And he said, yeah. And I was, I've still never played a character like that since. Like, I want to do, I'm dabbling in comedies here and there, and I do a lot of alt comedy stuff. Like, I've been on the Eric Andre show twice, and I do MacGruber. We're going to do the MacGruber series this coming year. But I want to get back to playing a character like Sebastian in Cruel Intentions. It was just so fun to be so flippant and sort of,
The hand motions are
theatrical and
always
what's that?
The hand motions he had, where he's always just waving people up. Like, it was. Yeah. I rewatched it last night. I probably hadn't seen it in a few years, and it's fucking.
It's cool that it holds up, man. Yeah. A lot of times you take a movie from a specific point in time that's supposed to connect with, a younger crowd, and it just it stays. This movie somehow finds new fans all the time. They were going to do a series about Cruel Intentions, a TV series a year or so ago. There's like a musical out there that's really good, actually.
Wow,
really?
They put it back in theaters for its 20th anniversary. That only happens like The Godfather.
Yeah, that's a cult classic shit. You think are on that level, though.
I mean, like, what level of responsibility are you willing to take for the whole fucking stepbrother, stepsister porn thing
you
we're
guys,
on now?
that's honestly so true. That's your goddamn fault, Ryan. This is ridiculous.
Wait a minute. You don't think that fantasy existed before Cruel Intentions?
You put it on the map.
Yeah.
You put it on the map.
You put it on the silver. It was talked about behind closed doors,
Yeah.
not on the silver screen.
How do I capitalize on that financially?
Yeah, for real. You got a bad agent.
You gotta get in porn.
You gotta
man.
talk. Yeah, you gotta start. Oh, honestly, if you started shooting porn right now and you did a Cruel Intentions themed porn and you were in it, that's big. Start an OnlyFans.
Didn't Chris Brown just started an OnlyFans?
Oh, Chris Brown. I know Tyga did.
Yeah. What are these guys doing?
I can tell you right now with complete sincerity, I've seen Tyga's penis.
Yeah,
I paid
subscribed to Tyga. For those of you listening, Ryan just did a literal spit take. Just spit out his coffee. Yeah, no, he subscribes to his OnlyFans, and
I don't anymore. My subscription. I only did it for a month. I just wanted to see what he's posted on it. First picture, hard dick.
Sure, whatever you want to, however you want to make peace with it.
It's your life, dude. It's your life. Whatever, man. No, but he usually he shows his dick off a lot, but then also there was pictures of him just engaging in like wild orgies and shit, right? It was like a lot of.
Tyga's got a pretty good life.
Yeah,
What a weird time, man. I came from an era where you ran from the paparazzi. You tried to live as clandestine or private as you possibly could.
Not anymore.
Literally. Back when Reese and I had our first child, there was a bounty, a money bounty on those photographs to the point where we had people digging through our trash. I had like physical confrontations in my 20s with pop. Now these motherfuckers are just having sex on video.
Well, you know what? Isn't it kind of like they're gonna do it anyway, these fucking vultures. So why don't I make a subscription and make my money off? I mean, Tyga's making bank.
I think he makes like $2 million a
I
month.
guess so.
Yeah,
I just.
what
Does
would be your
anybody
number?
have any shame anymore?
No, no dignity. No
does
dignity.
morality even exist?
No,
like,
sir.
what do you tell your kids about this? I'm dealing with. My son is a junior in high school this year, and I'm like having to contemplate the idea that like he's gonna probably be going to school with girls that have OnlyFans. Like,
yeah. Christ.
It's like, and then when kids get into dating and this and on the, it's just such a skewed, I don't know, reality. You can't
relate. Like I can't be like, when I was your age, this was happening, because it's like yeah, Dad, I was doing that in like 4th grade, you pussy.
No, and how old are you?
I'm 36.
36?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so for me, even 10 years, almost more than that. It's like, I don't, and so you try to help them navigate this shit the best you can. But the stuff they're throwing at us, I don't think anybody has answers for.
I
was even surprised. It wasn't even my child. I don't have any children, but like my girlfriend's she's about like 5 years younger than me, and she has friends who have OnlyFans. I'm like, that's wild.
Yeah,
That's
just
like,
normal girls who were just like, yeah, well, I need to make ends meet. Next thing you know, they're driving Porsches. It's nuts.
Like, it's so casual.
What would be your number to start an OnlyFans, Ryan? How much you got to make a month? Everybody's got a number, bud.
Ultimately, I do. I think my number would be so ridiculous just because, thankfully, I've worked a long time in this industry. I'm doing okay.
Doing all right.
I think part of what's happening with these music people is that they can't tour.
Yeah, that's true, too.
That's a good point. That's a very
They're
good
not
point.
making money, man.
And they got a
Spotify
lifestyle to
doesn't
keep
pay
up.
you anything off of them streams.
No.
I don't care how many streams you got.
You got to get like 500 billion streams on Spotify to make like.
We had Luke Bryan on, and Luke Bryan was talking about like this massive hit, and he's like, I got $300 for that.
And that's
something
Luke
insane.
fucking Bryan. So imagine some of these guys like
Right,
just coming
and we're
in the game.
looking at potentially another year of no touring, no concerts.
Did you see that shit Ticketmaster's doing? Where they're partnering with Clear. So like like the airport, the Clear thing.
Yeah.
And you probably fly private. But the
no, I don't. Dude, I'm not balling like that. I'm good, but I'm not that good.
private plane good is like.
Also, it's environmentally. It's not environmentally.
The carbon footprint over here. Okay, Ryan. Yeah.
But they're gonna have like Clear is gonna track your vaccinations so that like when you try and go into a concert venue, you have to do like an eye scan so they can see you've been vaccinated in the last year. And I was like, all that shit sounds a little
so
antitrust,
fun.
sounds a little fucking
That's
deep
a little
there.
dystopian future I don't want to fuck with. Yeah.
Honestly, who knows where we're going? I mean, you're seeing how draconian it's getting in Australia, New Zealand. Europe is on the verge of imposing some of these rules that are. I just, I'm very much an independent. I've been registered independent since I was 18 years old. Politically, and I just fear I do maybe lean a little libertarian. I just fear the loss of true freedom. I mean, we're experiencing it absolutely during this period where we can't travel anywhere and where we're not allowed to travel a lot of places. But just the scaling back of the censorship, even no matter which side you're aligned with, it freaks me the hell out that people can be snuffed out and voices can be quieted so easily by the powers that be. I mean, I don't know where the hell we're going.
I agree with that, but we were kind of talking about it yesterday where it's like, didn't we already do it? Like, didn't we just, like, when we started with phones, like, didn't we already give up our freedom? Didn't we give up our privacy?
They're already spying.
It's almost like I've drowned and now I'm just in the peaceful part where it's like, I know, like, they're listening. They're doing fucking, they're tracking me. They're doing all that. And I just can't, I'm addicted to this, so I can't stop.
I'm staying at a friend's house in LA right now because I'm about to go to Utah to start a movie. And we were all sitting here night before last. Every one of our devices erupted at the same time. My watch, my phones, iPad, their phones, everything with a government emergency message,
Yeah.
And it's like the fact that they can make every single individual device go off at this. It's like, but wait, I had another thought or point about that. It's like the Carlin thing, the George Carlin, the illusion of freedom, the illusion of choice.
Mm-hmm.
That's really where we're living.
Right.
Yeah.
They make
Right.
you think you got.
You can pretend.
This was our hypothetical yesterday. If they come up with a vaccine, but in order to get it, you got to get like a chip put into you. One of those, these things they talk about, the government chips where they can track it. Would you do it?
I would definitely do a thorough amount of investigation.
You watch
in
a 1 Minute
relation
Man.
to.
Yeah, I'll give you the scoop.
But the other thing that I will say is there has to be some consideration. Well, so first of all, I'm hearing we have 330 million people in the U.S. I'm hearing it's going to take 3 to 4 doses.
Oof.
So they're going to have to choose a pecking order. They're going to have to start with the most at risk. So we'll see what happens to those people.
Let the guinea pigs go. All right, we got a couple more hypothetical questions for you. It's a game we play called Answer the Internet. These are all questions from our fans.
I know this
You know it? Yeah. All right. So we're gonna dive into it.
I want to do it one time where I get to hold the cards and throw them.
Yeah.
Oh, come on in, man. If we can get you in person, we'll fly out to you. I don't know. We got to do it right. We'll do it now, but it
Yeah,
really
we
doesn't have the same luster as when you get to flip the cards around. You're right. We'll start off. We'll ease into it a little bit. Would you rather date a girl who laughs at everything or a girl who laughs at nothing?
Ooh. That's a tough one. I'm gonna have to say everything because I love I'm a comedy nerd. Like I love to laugh. I love humor. So I guess although it would annoy the shit out of me.
See, you know what it is? It's annoying versus like ego. Like if she laughs at nothing, I'm gonna start to feel bad about myself. I'll deal with it being annoying, but you gotta laugh at me. Otherwise, I got nothing.
You gotta laugh.
You're
Absolutely.
pretty though. He's good looking. I don't know if I would. I gotta rely on my humor. You not so much. All right. Would you rather everyone in your girlfriend's office want to have sex with her or not want to have sex with her?
Ooh. I'm pretty confident, man. I'm gonna have to say I want them to want to have sex.
Yeah, good answer.
That is like you know you're gonna have to you're gonna have a couple of fights about it, but you're like still like I know where you're coming home to. It's coming home
as
to
long
him.
as she does. Yeah, I'd imagine she comes back to Ryan.
Yeah.
What is your number one karaoke song? You karaoke guy?
I am not. But if I were a karaoke guy, it'd probably be Big Pimpin'.
Big Pimpin'.
I like it.
I can kill it.
You said that without even a
do it right
smile.
now.
I love that.
Yeah,
You're just
that's
like Big
dead
Pimpin'.
serious.
I'll kill it. Fucking crush it.
You want to go viral, dude? Do that. Bam, you're all over the
Well,
internet.
I freestyled on Sway in the Morning a few years back.
Really? Are we talking like
Yeah, you can find
freestyled
it.
or
It's
like
out there on the internet.
Are we talking like true off the top or like a pre-style?
I mean,
type
I
of
had a
thing?
couple things written down on my phone
yeah.
because I wanted to like relate them because I wanted it to tie in directly to my career. So I was like trying to tie in project names.
Yeah.
So I did write some stuff down, but it was a combo freestyle with some lines.
I'm looking that up as soon as we're done. That's fucking
But
incredible.
that's a brave ass thing to do.
Hell
as
yeah,
a
that is
40-something-year-old white man.
Yeah, as a non-rapper.
Sway.
I mean, that's hard for actual rappers to do, let alone.
That's what he says because I'm sort of friendly with him, and he's like, there are so many big name rappers who won't come in here and freestyle because they're afraid of falling on their face, and then their career could be done.
Right.
He's like a lot of dudes will not come in and do that.
Dude, we used to do shows at Sirius sometimes, and there was one time we were sitting in the lobby, and Sway must have just thought I was somebody else.
Oh, it's just so funny.
And he came up and he dapped me up. And he's like, "Good to see you, baby. How you been?" And I was like, "Good, man, good." And he's like, "All right, man, stay good." And walked out, and everyone was like, "Why the fuck did Sway just do that?" And I was like, I don't know. I think he thought I was someone else, but it was the coolest I've ever felt. Yeah. And
you look like you could be a Stern Show staffer.
What the fuck is that, Ryan? You look like you could get Howard Stern's coffee. I thought that was going somewhere else. Like, you look like you could be
a movie star.
I don't know, someone's assistant, I guess.
I love it.
I'm just trying to think about it from Sway's perspective. I'm trying to think about how Sway saw you.
Incredible. Would you rather always be hard or never be able to get hard again?
I mean, come on, bro. Yeah, I thought you guys would have better ones.
I mean, listen, you're not thinking this through, man. You got to go to like your kid's school function.
I am 100% thinking this through. If you can never get hard, your life is over. You're done. You're a unit. It's
like, you ever heard of that
like,
uptuck, bro? Yeah, I'm thinking it through.
Right in my waistband.
I'll tuck it up or strap it to my leg or whatever I gotta do. But
all right, then.
Gotta get the job done.
We'll up the ante a little bit. You have a choice between a sum of money and world peace. How much money would it have to take for you to say no to the world peace?
There isn't enough, honestly.
Oh, fuck
See,
off.
but that's because you're already good. Like, I got my sum's
It's a
pretty
little
low.
bit of wealth privilege. It's a little bit of wealth privilege, yes. But honestly, how could you live with yourself and your money if you negated the possibility of providing world peace? Like, I wouldn't be able to look at myself in the mirror.
It's not
like,
a bad
how are
point.
you going to enjoy what you have if you know that, like, children are being bombed in the Middle East, and
Well,
It's not a bad point. Like, I'd probably end up super depressed and suicidal within a few months.
See, that's the thing. I think if you make the money choice, you're gonna end up killing yourself.
Yeah. Because, like, I mean, everything you see on the news, you're like, I could have stopped that.
Yeah, but I'll donate like some of my hundreds of trillions.
Live with that.
Listen, I'll donate $1 trillion to the kids getting bombed, and I've got like $100 trillion left over. We can make it work.
That's one of the better answers I've heard. Because I don't think anyone's ever been like, how do you live with yourself?
Money does not create peace, and we've seen this throughout history. You could dump that trillion in, but who's in control of it? And is it actually going to get to who needs it?
All right, well, how about this then? Can you go to your barber if he's very racist? Let's say,
no, I'll tell you.
And look, let me show you the animation here on the card. It's just, but let's say he gives you the cut that, like, you're on movie sets and you look great. Everyone's like, oh damn, he's got great hair. He's awesome at it. And all you got to do is go in there and just kind of turn your ears off for half an hour. You're not doing it.
All right, I'll start here. Like, okay, I grew up in a lower middle class area. Wilmington, Delaware is where I was born. I grew up mostly around Black people and minorities. So it's very ingrained the way that into how I see the world. So it's just like a non-starter for me. I remember one time I was out with one of the hottest girls I'd ever been out with in my life. And she dropped the first racist statement was sort of, you couldn't really define it. And I was willing to let that one go. The second one, no matter how hot she was, the second time something came out of her mouth that was along those lines, I was out. So the other part to this question is I have a weird shaped head. And even when I have somebody gives me a good haircut, the next time invariably they'll give me a fuck me up, fam. So I don't think that anybody is going to deliver consistently enough for me to put up with their hate.
Let me do a couple more here. Marry, fuck, kill. The hottest girl from your high school back in the day, your hottest teacher, or the hottest of your friends' moms. Marry, fuck, kill. Oh. You asked for it. You started talking shit, so marry, fuck, kill.
The hottest girl from my high school now is closing in on 50 years old, so I'm screwed.
Yeah, your hottest teacher's probably dead.
Yeah.
and I don't really like older women.
Let's say, okay, you know what though? Let's say you get them in your prime. We'll play a little magical version of it.
Okay,
here.
all right. Okay.
And everyone's of age. Everyone's they are legal and they are in their prime.
Okay, then it would be F, hottest girl in high school. Marry hottest teacher and kill my friend's mom.
Wow, that's gonna lead to some awkward conversations at the playground. Like, yo, dude, yeah, I killed your mom, but I fucked Bethany. Like, that's pretty sick, right?
All right, last one here.
All the better roses.
Last one here. We usually ask this to like non-celebrities, but I think it's gonna be interesting coming from someone who's a celebrity themselves. Who is the hottest celebrity you think you could get with if you got in a room with them and they got a chance to know you? Come on! Give me
Hell nah.
Give me your name,
dude. I'll answer almost anything. It's too inside baseball.
Yeah.
You know, like, the ramifications. I see why you asked this of non-celebrities because it's like pie in the sky. It's oh, that's my hall pass. Okay,
you could actually do it. That's also the thing.
How many people do you think you're listed on as their hall pass? Over, under?
Yeah, that's a great question.
20,000.
You are a very big hall pass. Yes, you are, sir.
They tell me on in my notifications on Twitter and stuff, like guys will tell me that I'm their wife's hall pass. I'm like, why do you want me to like try to
yo, bro, please fuck my wife.
Your wife down?
Maybe, by the way,
a lot.
Maybe.
Here's something that I get told a lot, which is admittedly pretty sexy. I'll meet girls and they'll tell me that Cruel Intentions was the first thing they ever masturbated to.
Whoa.
And I've heard that maybe 100 times. That's pretty rad. That's pretty rad.
I mean, and so you've had sex with all those girls, right? I mean,
no.
That's instant.
I didn't say they were all attractive.
Dude,
But you could have with every single one of those girls who says that to you. You know it's there if you want.
Yeah.
That's got to be a good feeling.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Speaking of good feelings, I do have to pay you an exceptionally high compliment. Shooter is one of my favorite shows. I actually rewatched it really recently. And the reason I got into it is because I have a buddy who's a Marine. And he's fucking insufferable to watch, like war movies with or anything with combat, because he's like, that's not how it would work. That's not how it would work. That's not how it would work. And then he texted me, I don't know, 2 years ago, whatever it was, 3 years ago. And he's like, bro, you got to watch Shooter. Phillippe does everything perfect. And I was like, really? And he's like, it's the only show I could talk to him about that involves combat or war or whatever, where he thinks everything's done accurately.
There's almost nothing that you can be told that is more of a compliment in regards to doing that kind of work when you're playing a military person and you put time and effort into making it look like you know what you're doing, to the point where even between seasons of Shooter, we would go out to Utah and work with a Force Recon Marine and do live fire drills. Omar and they would put like real weapons with real ammo in them, and we're running around doing fire drills in Utah. We worked so hard. And the cool thing about that project is we had so many, I have a ton of friends in the service. A lot of my family is served. I do a lot of work with veterans charities. All that stuff's very close to my heart. So I put extra effort into making sure all that stuff is done right. But on that show, we actually had half of the crew were veterans, so our prop guy was ex-Marine, and on down the line. And it was cool to also, give those people work within the industry and give them the chance at a second career. But it also means that anytime you have a question or you're worried about what tactical approach to take here, there's someone there to give you that answer. And man, we put a lot into getting that stuff right, to the point where I got to, by the end of my training, I was hitting a 12-inch steel target from 7/8 of a mile away.
What?
Holy shit.
Yeah.
You were like Bob Lee Swagger himself.
Yeah.
That's
So I have legit ability in that regard. I had to work at it, but I remember the first time they took me to the range at Camp Pendleton, I was on this range with a bunch of USMC snipers, and I was dinging targets, and they were like, "Oh, really good, right? You're going really good." Like they were kind of
Beginner's luck over there. Yeah. Holy shit.
But yeah, man, like it's the craziest thing about hitting a target at that distance is how long it takes to get there. So you fire and you're waiting a good 1-2 seconds before you hear that ding.
Wow.
And it's a great feeling when yeah.
Dude,
I love that kind of training. I love it.
That's gotta be like, forget about like hitting a good golf shot or like hitting like fucking a 3-pointer from deep. Dinging a target from 4,500 feet away or some shit has got to be a great feeling.
Yeah, and because then you apply it to real world scenarios where you're just like, the angel of death. Like you're hitting. You can take something out from a mile away, like you're God.
Yeah, they don't know what happened. You just wiped off the planet. See you later. That's crazy, man. All right, well, listen to this. Is awesome. We really appreciate the time. Big Sky is out. It's on ABC. What's the
on ABC 10 o'clock Tuesday after The Bachelorette.
Ooh, that's a good lead-in. That's a good lead-in. That's big audience, man.
Big spot.
Looking forward to it, man, and really appreciate all the time.
Let's do this again, guys.
Yeah, would love to. Anytime you want, man. Have a good one, all right?
Thanks a lot, Ryan.
Later.
See you later.
Bye.
I'm going to hit you with a little YouTube sabermetrics, okay? Only 15% of people who watch the videos on the KFC radio channel are actually subscribed. That means
you fucking lurkers. I'm
right?
tired. Yeah,
free,
I'm tired
85%
of lurkers.
freeloaders.
Retweet, like, fucking heart on Instagram.
Rate, review, subscribe.
If you enjoy content, double tap it.
Literally,
double tap to subscribe.
Just click. It doesn't. I think you only have to click it once, not even double.
Well, okay,
just one click.
Well, I'm not a mathematicien. Just a one click works.
Because I don't want. If you double click, you might subscribe and then unsubscribe.
Oh, true.
So just one click.
3 clicks.
3 clicks to subscribe, because otherwise, I mean, it literally doesn't affect you at all, and it will basically make our careers so much better.
Oh,
Please
so much better.
Do it.
Oh, you'll get us so good.
Please.
You'll get us going
Come on.
85% of you.
Don't be poor.
Triple time. The thing. The subscribe thing.
Smash that button, as they say.